What a 2012 Watkins Glen-esque finish. This Hendrick fanboy will gladly take the L against Ross Chastain. Man, AJ Allmendinger, Alex Bowman, Ross, all of them were madmen. They went full Gran Turismo mode like there were no tomorrow. 3 drivers duking it the fuck out for that victory. We could have had either a Bowman out of nowhere victory, his first road course victory, AJ Allmendinger winning another one for the underdog team, and we got the ultimate ladder, Ross Chastain getting his first victory. I swear, 6 races have happened this season so far, and what have we got? Well, 3 of those 6 races are Hendrick victories. The other 3, first-time winners. So, who's going to be the Hendrick winner of Richmond? Or who's going to be our first-time career winner at Richmond when I get there? Unless if the cycle breaks. Just stay hopeful, Daniel Suarez fanboys. If his teammate can get it, I'm sure he has a win coming. You know what? Fuck it. I'm saying that this race was super spectacular. I was hoping that this Gen 7 would be feasible on a very technical track that was built for open wheel cars, and hey, what do you know? I was absolutely right. Way to go. I wasn't disappointed. Even when my drivers did not have the best days, especially Kyle Larson, I gladly took the L like a man. This was a phenomenal race, and it'll definitely go down as one of the best finishes in NASCAR history. And also, Alex Bowman, don't get too hard on yourself. Mistakes happen. You'll eventually get that victory. You have been very efficient with those race wins. Maybe not the most consistent, but your efficiency has been really inflating these last couple of years, and it can only snowball from there. Alright, now let's discuss the elephant in the room that is Chase Elliott spinning out Kyle Busch, as well as these 2 lovely tweets from Busch sexuals bagging on me, or at least trying to bag on me. Alright, so you are telling me to get over shit from 2 years ago. If that's the case, can you just shut the goddamn fucking hell up about Canadian Tire, or 2020 Bristol, or 2021 Daytona, or the 2021 Daytona road course? How many times have I pointed out you guys having severe lack of self-awareness, or that you are actively projecting yourself onto the Chase Elliott fanbase all the fucking time, and yet you continuously sweep it under the rug? If I should get over 2020 Darlington, then you should get the fuck over of all the stupid shit you said, oh, but this stuff, oh, but that stuff, whenever Chase Elliott finds himself in the mishap or causes a mishap. It's crystally clear that you guys are just doing the stupid bullshit on Twitter for the sake of a gotcha or whenever it works in your favor. So yeah, if that Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch incident from Darlington 2020 is obsolete, then all the other stuff that you keep constantly getting up on Chase Elliott's ass about is also irrelevant. Hello? Consistency is key here, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're gonna continuously use this gotcha fallacy, well, why do you keep holding such a grudge against Kyle Busch? Maybe it's because he never showed actual impression of him trying to grow up or man up or mature after his misdeeds, especially after when he said the R word. He never showed actual effort to show that he can do better than that, much like how Kyle Larson did after he said the N word 1 year prior. Big difference here, ladies and gentlemen. please stop it with the apples and oranges. And please, please, stop going by some sort of moral high ground for the sake of a gotcha, or just because you want it to work in your favor. I've seen idiots all over Twitter say stuff like, the Chase Elliott fan base is saying stuff like, oh, but what about this stuff that happened years ago? You dipshits do it all the fucking time by constantly pointing out 2013 Canadian Tire, constantly pointing out Chase Elliott moving Brad out of the way at Martinsville, which is the same race he got dumped at by Denny Hamlin. You constantly point out 2020 Bristol. If that is not the pinnacle of insufferable hypocrisy that I have seen, then you haven't explored the world enough. At least the cyber world, like I have. If this shit is obsolete, then that shit's obsolete. Please stop trying to switch your narrative around for the sake of a gotcha. If you're gonna go on some sort of moral high horse, stick with it. Stop switching it around just so your narrative can somehow be the moral high ground above us. You guys will do anything to feel justified in smearing Chase, when Chase never did anything to even strike an ego after his mishaps. Jesus Christ, it never fails. Here's the cycle I've noticed. Chase Elliott rants about a mishap happening to him, sometimes justified, sometimes not justified. Some dipshit on Twitter say, oh, but Chase Elliott would never do that in a sarcastic tone, supposedly pointing out all the offenses Chase Elliott has done in the past, but whenever that Chase Elliott fanbase say it was justified whenever he spins out a scumbag like Kyle Busch on the track, they say stuff like, oh, get over it, bozo. Make up your minds, you idiots. Consistency is key. Which is something that Denny Hamlin doesn't have, apparently, because he doesn't have a single top 10 yet. Which completely foils anybody's prediction of him supposedly finally breaking through for his first championship so far, but at least as far as these 6 races are concerned, but I could be proven wrong long term. Hey, alright. Summary of the race. Chase Elliott spins out Kyle Busch. Has mass hysteria from Busch sexuals. Constantly switching around their narratives just so it can play out in their favor. Eric Jones, Stenhouse became a caution, running at idle speed. Kyle Larson continues to have a championship hangover, fanning out almost 7 wide in the first corner, and then it gets duked out between 3 drivers throughout the race, throughout multiple sectors. I always have hope for Chase Elliott making a move until he hiccups by shuffling back in the pack. Well, not back in the pack, but back towards the opponent that's trying to pass him. But at least he salvaged a 4th place finish out of that, as well as Bowman salvaging a podium finish out of this one. So this is definitely a graceful L that I will take like a man. Something that a lot of Gibbs fan brats can learn a thing or two about from this guy. You know, as crazy of a Hendrick Motorsports fan I can be, I can name you multiple instances where I was taking L like a fucking man. You Busch sexuals are always throwing tantrums whenever Kyle Busch is losing simply fair and square when there's not even a caution coming out. 2021 Atlanta against his own brother, as well as 2019 Kentucky. Hey, Ryan Blaney finishes 6th place after a struggle bus on pit road. So that's good for him. Finally something has come of his hit and miss luck that he always tends to have whenever it comes to his crew. luckily something came of it, and he finished in top 10. Where did AJ Allmendinger finish? Huh. Lap down? I don't know if they forgot to count it as a DNF, but I digress. It just makes no fucking sense how you guys are insistent that I should get over some of the stuff that happened to Chase in regards to Kyle Busch dumping him like a clown, but yet whenever Chase vents about mishaps happening to him, you all go nuts like decapitated chickens saying, "Oh, but this stuff, ooh, gotcha." Make up your minds, you idiots. Stop perpetuating stupid, irrelevant horseshit just so you can look like you're on the higher moral pedestal. I've been pointing you guys out review after review after review, and you still continuously find one way to expose yourselves. Each and every race, you clowns always make this easier for me to embarrass you dipshits. We could do this every fucking race review, because I've got plenty of videos that I could compile into one to show the absolute ridiculous fallacies you pulled out of your ass, the desperate justifications you all always tend to make just so you could pull out the most fragile gotcha in the history known to the NASCAR community. Always say stupid shit about Chase without actual proof. He literally could make it a joke about abortion, you all would still say stuff like that he has a cardboard paper personality. He literally made some Marvel humor and not too long ago, and you all are still perpetuating this cop-out answer of why you just can't stand Chase, just because he's a part of Hendrick Motorsports, just because he's the next big thing, just because he's a popular driver. What's it going to take for you to finally just give up? You're better off giving up, because you're not making yourself any favors. But yeah, summary of the race. Very chaotic. Sometimes it was very mellow the first two stages. Lots of very anticlimactic cautions were coming out. It wasn't until the late laps of the race where it got really chaotic, and oh boy, did it really escalate on the final lap, to the point where it was even compared to the 2012 Watkins Glen race. Man, we're in for a glorious season if this is what the Gen 7 has to offer. Keep COTA, because Gen 7 is a big win. I was hoping it would be feasible, and my optimism came true. Not a win for Hendrick, but I can definitely gracefully take this L. 3 first-time winners. What do you know? Alright, that's all I got for this video. Sorry that I got a little bit long-winded about all this Chase debacle. When is there never a Chase debacle on Twitter? This is Twitter we're on about, after all. Nothing more of insufferable hypocrisy, tu quoque fallacies, ergo decido fallacies, all sorts of fallacies that not a single solitary average user in the NASCAR Twitterverse would even make the actual effort to have a modicum of self-awareness of all the flaws that they are clearly exposing about themselves. But, blah, 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 blah. I say blah, blah, blah because you all have been perpetuating this horseshit for far too long and always tend to switch narratives just so it can work in your favor. Alright, I really think I made my point on this. I think I could stop talking now. Decent day for Hendrick, but I've seen much better out of this. Good job, Alex Bowman. Don't be too hard on yourself. the win on the road courses will definitely eventually happen with you if you're at the winning efficiency you are now. So keep your head up high. There's no way to go but up. Take care, everybody. I'm spacing out. See you later, Space Metal Forces.